What is actually inside your supermarket meat? When you grab that packet of chicken breast or beef mince from the supermarket fridge, you probably assume you are getting 100% meat. After all, meat is meat, right? But what if I told you that some chicken contains up to 30% added water? That a University of Canberra study found superbacteria in meat from Coles, Woolworths, Aldi and IGA? And that one of Australia's biggest small goods companies was fined $433,000 for labelling imported bacon as Australian? Australians spend an average of $31 on meat per supermarket shop. That's over $1,500 per year. But behind those shrink-wrapped packages lies a story of hidden water, dangerous bacteria, foreign ownership, and an industry where you pay more for less. Today, we are exposing 7 meat brands and practices in Australia that you should avoid. And stay until the end, because I will reveal the genuine Australian alternatives that actually give you what you pay for. Let's start with the worst offender. Number 7. Steggles and Lilydale. These two household chicken brands are both owned by the same company, Baiada Poultry. Baiada is Australia's largest poultry producer, supplying to Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, KFC, McDonald's, Subway, and Red Rooster. In 2025, the Camilleri family, who owned Baiada, appeared on the Financial Review Rich list as the 58th wealthiest Australians. In 2013, the Federal Court of Australia found Baiada guilty of false, misleading, and deceptive conduct. The company was fined $400,000 for claiming on packaging and in advertising that its meat chickens were free to roam in large barns. The court found this was a lie. The chickens were confined at such high densities that they could not actually move freely. Each bird had less space than a single A4 sheet of paper. The Australian Chicken Meat Federation, the industry's own lobby group, was also fined $20,000 for making the same false claims on their website. But it gets worse. In 2015, the ABC Four Corners program exposed the exploitation of migrant workers in Baiada factories. The Fair Work Ombudsman investigation found foreign workers on holiday visas were paid about half the legal minimum wage. They worked up to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, without paid overtime. Workers were forced to live in overcrowded houses, sometimes sharing mattresses with 20 other people. And in 2010, a contract worker named Sorel Singh was decapitated at a Baiada facility due to unsafe practices. WorkSafe cited the company for the death. A former worker at a company that supplies Coles barbecue chickens revealed the process online. They said the chickens come off the line into an injecting machine where there is a huge tub of icy water and marinade and lots of sharp injecting needles going up and down on a line. The chicken goes onto this line and is pumped full of this solution. So when you buy Steggles or Lilydale, you are supporting a company fined for lying about animal welfare, exposed for exploiting vulnerable workers, cited for a workplace death, and injecting your chicken with water solutions. Hey mate, before we move on to the next brand, I want to extend an invitation to you. I know it is a lot of information to absorb. When I started researching all of this, I felt completely lost. So I started taking notes. Every brand I researched, every hidden trick on the labels I discovered, and every safer alternative I found. Over time, this has become something I use every time I go shopping. Have you ever thought about if there was a complete guide that told you exactly what to buy or what to avoid? Well, it exists, and I call it my secret Australian food survival guide. It covers all the aisles, all the product categories, the brands to avoid, and the ones worth supporting. If you want to take a look, I have left a link in the pinned comment and also in the QR code on your screen. I do not know how long I will keep it there, but it has completely changed the way my family eats. So if it makes sense to you, I will be waiting for you at the special link. Now let us get back to the video. Number 6. Water-injected chicken at Coles and Woolworths. Here is something the industry does not want you to know. The process is called plumping or enhancing. Poultry producers have been injecting chicken with saltwater solutions since the 1970s. They use multiple needle injectors or vacuum tumblers to force a sodium solution into the muscle. Binding agents prevent the water from leaching out until you cook it. According to Wikipedia, plump chicken commonly contains 15% of its total weight in salt water. In some cases, it can contain as much as 30% added water. Professor Marion Nestle from New York University Department of Nutrition stated that the practice of saltwater plumping adds unnecessary salt to people's diets, and it also increases the water weight of chicken. You are literally paying chicken prices for salt water. The problem is, under current regulations, plumped chicken can still carry an all-natural or 100% natural label. Critics argue that 70% of consumers think chicken labelled natural should not contain salt water. They would be wrong. One consumer tested this online. He bought 1 kilogram of beef mince from a major supermarket and 1 kilogram from a butcher. After cooking, the supermarket mince had lost 290 grams. The butcher's mince lost only 90 grams. That is a 200-gram difference. The supermarket meat released 3 times as much liquid. Woolworths even sells a topside beef roast labelled moisture infused. A customer posted on Reddit saying Woolies were proudly displaying that they fill their beef with water and that they were really taking customers for idiots. Woolworths defended the practice as being above board. Check your labels carefully. Look for small print that says contains up to 15% broth or enhanced with solution or moisture infused. That is your clue you are paying for water. Number 5. Superbacteria in meat at Coles, Woolworths, Aldi and IGA. This one should terrify you. In 2023, ABC's 7.30 program revealed the results of a study commissioned by Animals Australia and conducted by the University of Canberra Host Microbe Interactions Research Group. They purchased 404 meat samples from all 4 major supermarket chains. 244 chicken samples and 160 pork samples came from Aldi, Coles, IGA and Woolworths stores across New South Wales and the ACT. The results were alarming. 100% of the bacterial species found showed resistance to at least one class of antibiotics classified as critically or highly important by the World Health Organization. 12% of the bacteria were multi-drug resistant, meaning they are superbugs that could render critical antibiotics for humans useless. The most alarming discovery was bacteria harboring 3 different genes resistant to the antibiotic colistin. Colistin is a drug of last resort for the most severe infections that have proven to be multi-drug resistant in hospital patients. Dr. Claire O'Brien, Associate Professor in Biomedical Science at the University of Canberra, stated that a diverse array of bacterial species can be isolated from retail chicken and pork meat and include some of the leading pathogenic bacteria in humans. Animals Australia's legal counsel said the results confirm the seriousness of this situation. Currently, public awareness is close to zero. People are buying chicken and pork products completely oblivious to related antibiotic-resistant concerns. A separate study by Monash University, commissioned by World Animal Protection, found that 53% of bacteria in beef and salmon from Coles, Woolworths and Aldi had acquired antibiotic resistance. That proportion is almost the same as resistant bacteria found in wastewater, which was 58%. The World Health Organization lists antimicrobial resistance among the top 10 global threats to human health. An estimated 1.3 million people die globally each year from antibiotic-resistant infections. By 2050, that number could rise to 10 million deaths per year. And here is the kicker. In Australia, antibiotics can be given to entire groups of animals with no diagnosed illness, just to prevent disease in low-welfare factory farm conditions. The European Union has banned this practice. Australia has not. Number 4. Don and KR Castlemaine. Don Smallgoods has been in Australian homes since 1947. KR Castlemaine has been making hams and bacon since 1911. Sounds like great Australian heritage brands, right? Here is what they do not tell you. Both brands are owned by George Weston Foods, a wholly owned subsidiary of Associated British Foods. A British multinational controls these iconic Australian brands, but the real shock is what is actually in some of their products. Look at KR Castlemaine bacon-style pieces. The ingredient list shows just 55% pork. The rest is water, starch, soy protein, and a cocktail of additives, including emulsifiers, thickeners, and hydrolyzed vegetable protein. And check the country of origin label. Made in Australia from at least 20% Australian ingredients. 20%. That means up to 80% of what you are eating could be imported. George Weston Foods admits on their FAQ that they purchase imported pork from North America and Europe. So when you buy Don or KR Castlemaine, you might be getting British-owned, American or European pork with only 55% actual meat content. Number 3. Primo. Primo is Australia's largest producer of ham, bacon and small goods. Their products are everywhere. In 2010, Primo was fined a total of $433,325 by an Australian court for mislabelling Danish and Canadian bacon as Australian-made. They were importing bacon from overseas and selling it to Australians as a local product. In 2015, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission took action against Primo for false free-range claims. Primo was labelling pork products as free-range when the pigs were sourced from Denmark and were not raised according to free-range methods. The Commission forced Primo to sign a court-enforceable undertaking. In 2014, Primo was acquired by JBS, a Brazilian multinational and the world's largest meat processor. JBS agreed to pay $20 million in 2021 to settle a consumer class action lawsuit alleging they conspired to fix pork prices. In 2023, they paid another $25 million to beef purchasers who accused them of conspiring to keep prices artificially high. So Primo, Australia's favourite bacon according to their own advertising, is Brazilian-owned, has been fined for labelling imported meat as Australian and was caught making false free-range claims. Number 2. Gotzinger Small Goods. In November 2025, Food Standards Australia New Zealand issued an urgent recall for Gotzinger Small Goods products. Various sliced ham and meat products in 1 kilogram packages were affected, including sliced silverside, roast beef, sandwich ham, champagne ham, and provincial ham. The reason was Listeria monocytogenes contamination. Listeria is particularly dangerous because you cannot detect it by taste, smell, or appearance. It can cause serious illness, including meningitis, septicemia, and in pregnant women, miscarriage or stillbirth. The recalled products were sold through retail outlets and butcher shops across New South Wales and Queensland. This was not the first time Gotzinger had issues. In April 2023, they recalled wood-smoked cabana due to an undeclared allergen. Number 1. Hands. Hands is one of the most recognisable small goods brands in Australia. Their products are in Coles, Woolworths, IGA, and independent grocers across the country. On their frequently asked questions page, Hands says that as an Australian manufacturer of meat products, they purchase the largest volume of Australian pork in the country, but they also purchase imported pork from North America and Europe to supplement production requirements. So even though Hands is one of the biggest buyers of Australian pork, they still import significant amounts from overseas. Hans also admits that certain products such as salamis are exempt from the legal requirement to declare meat percentage, so you cannot even find out how much actual meat is in them. So what should you buy instead? For chicken, look for RSPCA, approved certification, or buy from local free-range farms you can verify. Ask your butcher where their chicken comes from. For bacon and ham, look for the pink porkmark logo, which guarantees 100% Australian pork. Brands like Bertocchi Gold at Woolworths, Katsanovsky from your local butcher, and some Dorsonia products are made with certified Australian pork. For beef and lamb, support your local butcher. They often source from local farms and can tell you exactly where the meat comes from. The meat is fresher and has not been moisture infused. When wholesale beef prices dropped recently, independent butchers passed those savings on, while supermarkets kept prices unchanged. For small goods, look for Barossa Fine Foods, a South Australian company that has won multiple awards for quality. Here is the bottom line. Steggles and Lilydale are brands owned by Bayada, which was fined $400,000 for lying about animal welfare and was exposed for injecting chickens with water solutions. The University of Canberra found antibiotic-resistant bacteria in meat from all 4 major supermarkets: Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, and IGA, with 12% being multi-drug resistant. Don and KR Castlemaine are British-owned, with some products containing just 55% pork. Primo is Brazilian-owned JBS, and it was fined over $400,000 for labelling imported bacon as Australian. Gotzinger was recalled for listeria contamination, and Hans imports pork from North America and Europe. But you have choices. Local butchers offer transparency and quality. The Porkmark logo guarantees Australian pork. Asking questions forces producers to be accountable. Every time you choose quality over cheap imports, you are voting with your wallet. You are supporting local farmers, demanding better standards, and refusing to pay meat prices for products padded with water and imported ingredients. Check your fridge tonight. Read the labels. Next time you reach for meat, think twice about what brand you are really supporting. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe and share it with someone who needs to know the truth about their meat. Until next time, buy Australian, buy local, buy smart.